This is 3.4 number 3. Again, I'm having to do it on big ideas so you guys can see the line, but I also split my screen so that I could use OneNote over here. Because this one's a little different, it doesn't give us a table. All it says is a snail travels 80 centimeters per minute. Represent the relationship between distance and time in the coordinate plane. So I went ahead and I made a table over here. So for 1 minute, because if it says per minute, that means per 1 minute. So in 1 minute, this snail travels 80 centimeters. So I used M and C, and then I labeled it X and Y. Now when we originally see this, we probably want to go, oh, 80 centimeters, that's going to be the X, the minute's going to be Y, because we read it left to right. But I told you in a previous video that time typically goes on the x-axis. So since they already labeled it for us, we know that time has to be on the x-axis because it says time in minutes. And so I went ahead and did that over here. So the minutes, and I should write time, like time. The time in minutes is x. Sorry about that. And then the distance, which I'm going to just put a D right here for distance. The distance in centimeters is the Y. So for 1 minute, the snail travels 80 centimeters. So I can go ahead and graph that one. So when I go over here, I go, okay, in 1 minute, and notice I actually go over 2 little hashes because it's labeled as 1. So that means this would be a half. So we're all the way over to 1, and then we go up 80. We have to pay attention to how the numbers are labeled because sometimes, like for example, here they're labeled by in 40s. So see, it didn't create a line. It didn't create a line because we only have one coordinate. We need to have a second coordinate. So if I have, if I go over here and I say, okay, 2 minutes. Well, how did I get from 1 to 2? I multiplied by 2. So how do I get from 80 to the mystery number? I multiplied by 2. We can also say, how do I get from 1 to 80? Well, I multiply by 80. So it looks like it's going to be whatever the minutes is, you're going to times it by 80 to get the distance. So 2 times 80 is 160. So I'm going to go over 2, up 160, go ahead and click it, and it will make my line through 0, 0. That's all. Now I'm finished. I'm ready to move on to my next problem.